I'm Cloud with this week's Precious Metals Market Update. There are two things we want to talk about today and elaborate on what we talked about last week, the value of the dollar, and it is the key element to watch. As gold continues, as I record this on Monday, a day earlier than I normally do, gold is still hovering right around $1,085 per ounce. And as we said last week, this is the first thing that I've seen. We're either going to get a quadruple bottom at 1,080, or we're going to see that break support at 1,080 and go down, as a lot of our timing services that we take and have been fairly accurate believe there may be one more drop in gold before it enters a long-term, several-year bull market. And I would agree with that. That is what is happening and will happen. So we're trying to get the dollar in before it collapses. As I record this, the dollar's at 99.26, which is only 3/4 or 75 basis points away from hitting the number 100. And at that point, we think the sell-off will start in earnest. There were two things we talked about last week that were driving it. We have the dry Baltic Index, where we're absolutely exporting nothing. We're going back to just post-level 2008 crash numbers. We're selling nothing. The dollar is too valuable. It's too expensive. Foreign buyers can't afford to buy our products with the dollar at this level. And yet people with uncertainty, like what we saw in Paris over the weekend, they get scared and they move their money into U.S. bonds and treasuries on the short term. It may be for a few days, a few weeks, a few months, but they have no intention of keeping it there. But it takes pressure off and allows the dollar to even float a little bit higher. So we just got to watch that and know that this next turn down the dollar is going to be very, very beneficial for people holding gold and silver. The other thing to remind you of is while we've been having gold go down about $100 an ounce since it got up to $11.90 back in the end of September, early October, the rest of the world, gold is going up. Their currency is going down. So in their currency that they purchase it, gold is going up. Because you're looking at the dollar value of gold, which you should, it is going down. So what it is an opportunistic cost that you can buy this on sale today, because we know throughout history, gold always reverts back and maintains its purchasing power better than anything. Nothing else has even come close. So we know there's going to be a bounce back. We're just waiting to see when it's going to be and try to get in for our next purchase at the right time. Now, the next thing that's helped us along in this dollar situation is Ms. Lagarde, the head of the International Monetary Fund that we call the IMF. On November 30th, they'll have their meeting, and it looks like certainty that China now has positioned itself back in position to become the 5th reserve currency of the world and gain special drawing rights. Looks like it's almost a certainty. So if you take 9 months past November the 30th, then we will see the yuan become a currency for the world, and we will see the U.S. percentage of reserve currency continue to drop, and this will make the dollar go down even quicker. So we're on that turn line, and whether it's 1 week, 2 weeks, we have experts saying it will turn by the end of this month, and gold will bottom somewhere between 1,000 and 1,080. There are a lot of experts that have different opinions, but every one of them are in that $80 range. So if it does break support, it will go down, and that will be your signal to get in at the lowest point we think you'll see the rest of our lifetime for gold, because it is so underpriced based on the amount of money that's been created out of thin air the last 6 years under Obama. We have doubled the money supply of the M2 money supply that took from George Washington all the way through the first 2 years of Obama to accumulate. He's doubled in 6 years. We can't continue to do that. You'll have hyperinflation. You have a worthless dollar. So it's time to make that adjustment. Silver has one other little problem that we haven't alluded on, but certainly we need to, just where you understand why, while you see records being broken at the U.S. Mint and the Canadian Mint for Canadian maple leafs and gold or silver eagles, we're still seeing silver struggle and trade $4 and $5 below mining cost. So what we're looking at is the industrial demand. The industrial demand that's over 50% of the demand for silver is still saying we're worried about a recession. We're worried about a depression. We're worried about economic problems. We're worried about people buying new TVs, more cell phones, more electronics. And this is one of the reasons silver's staying down. Manipulation is part of it. Slow demand in the industrial sector is the other main driving factor. We also think that is close to ending. So stay tuned. Nothing to get in a hurry, but once again, if you'll watch that dollar value and follow it, if you see it hit 100, to me that's a sell signal on the dollar and a buy signal on metals. If you need to ask us any questions, you can reach us at 800-247-2812. That's 800-247-2812. If you're interested in a self-directed precious metals IRA, you can call and talk to Dan or Kathleen or myself. We'll tell you how to get a custodian. We can function as your broker and tell you how to set all that up. And if you're interested in storing metals, I've made a tremendous storage agreement out of the country that is the cheapest I've ever seen. So if you want to talk about storing your gold and silver out of the U.S., also give us a call and we'll be happy to answer those questions. Lastly, if you're not on our email blast, you can go to FTM Daily /gold, or you can just hit the precious metals button on the home page and sign up. If you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe, but we try to send out a couple emails a week on the market and specials and buy signals and sell signals. So it's important, especially what we see coming up. And we didn't talk about war. We didn't talk about Russia and the U.S. We didn't talk about ISIS. All these factors are very positive for precious metals. Also, as you saw over the weekend, but metals have settled back here on Monday afternoon a little bit from where they were this morning. With this week's Precious Metals Market Update, this is Tom Cloud signing out.